efforts and contribution from Mexican community to United States and especially to New York, growing strength and cultural presence all over the world. So thank you very much for this. It's a recognition which is an enthusiastic point of view that we have around this México Tenochtitlán in New York. Thank you, Mayor de Blasio, and your team for the support that you gave to this initiative. Gracias a todas y a todos, a los mariachis, muchas gracias. Nos llena de orgullo que haya un reconocimiento de este tamaño y que tenemos una calle que se va a llamar a partir de hoy México Tenochtitlán. Thank you again. A pleasure to see you, Mayor. A pleasure and honor to join you, Mexican community in New York. Thank you.
Now it's my pleasure to introduce the Major Public Ambassador. Thank you, Major.
Thank you, Consul General. What an honor. And Mr. Secretary, thank you. New York City, we are used to wonderful foreign dignitaries coming to join us. But when someone so important from our neighbor comes, it's a blessing for the whole city. Thank you, and thank you, Ambassador. Thank you very much. The mariachis, we are a city of culture, music, art. Thank you. You make this city better for all of us. Gracias a los mariachis. I want to say this about this moment. New York City, we are the world city. There are so many communities that if you want to find the culture, the art, the music, the history, you go to either that country or you go to the community of that country in New York City. We can say that about so many nations in Latin America, in the Caribbean, all over the world. We are so proud that we are the second home for so many communities. Now, for many years, it has not been recognized enough, but more and more New York City is a Mexican city too. It's a growing community, it's a strong community, it's a beautiful community. And it's a community, hundreds of thousands of people who are becoming the backbone of this city. We saw this during the pandemic. So many times when we needed help, people needed help, they needed someone to be there for them, they needed someone to keep things going in the toughest moments. It was a member of our Mexican-American community who was there for their fellow New Yorker, who helped this city survive and be strong. Something powerful is happening in this community as it grows and blossoms. And the strength of this community will help determine the strength of this city in the future. Here in East Harlem, in Sunset Park, in Bushwick, all over the city, this community is growing, and that is a blessing for New York City, a blessing. Now, I want to also say, Americans need to appreciate that we are changing as a country. And in a few decades, this will be first and foremost a Latino country. And that is part of our growth and evolution. And that will be led by our Mexican-American community, which already has helped to shape our history profoundly. Mr. Secretary, you'll appreciate, I say honestly, America is going through a bit of an identity crisis right now. We're struggling. We're struggling with our change, our evolution. But one thing is certain. So much of what will determine our future, look around you, so much of what will determine our future is our Mexican-American community. It will be a strength for the United States of America. And we will sort out our identity, we will. It's one of our truths that we are built as a nation to work through our crises and find a way. But this community will be essential. And I've already seen as mayor, I know you were mayor of Mexico City, so you'll forgive me saying, as mayor of the greatest city in the world, I've already seen how the Mexican community has enriched us. And it will only get better for New York City and for the whole country. It really will. Finally, to so many people who struggled, who came here, who extended and built that New York City immigrant story. It so often starts with struggle, everyone. We know that. It's never easy. My grandparents from southern Italy, it wasn't easy. Every generation deals with bias, discrimination, misunderstanding, but the fortitude of this community has won the day. And now this community, we say today, officially on behalf of the City of New York, all 8.8 million New Yorkers, we together embrace this community. 116th Street, one of the great boulevards of the city historically. Known for previous communities as well. This was an Italian-American neighborhood, the biggest in the city for a long time. This classically a Puerto Rican neighborhood and continues to be, but now a proud Mexican neighborhood. It was just called 116th Street, now México Tenochtitlán Ave. That is a step forward for all of us. Felicidades a todos.
Now it's my great pleasure to invite Major de Blasio, Secretary of RAD and Ambassador de la Fuente to unveil the new street sign, México Tenochtitlan.
Mr. Council General, this task, every time we do it, requires height, and the Secretary is the perfect man for the job.
Por ti daré yo